What is going on, everyone? Let's take a look at the Sunday as a whole and kind of recap everything that went on. And we will start with the 1 o'clock games, obviously. And the big one was the Jags versus the Steelers. The Jaguars just dominated that football game, especially early on. Ramsey had 2 interceptions. Big Ben had 3 total. The time of possession for the football was in the Jags' favor. They weren't allowing the Steelers to get anything going, but they were settling for field goals. Leonard Fournette got in the end zone, 16-0. And then an Antonio Brown touchdown happened at the end of the third quarter. And then the Steelers got going. And with 5 seconds left in this football game, Big Ben gets into the end zone to take a 20-16 lead, and the Steelers end up coming back and winning this football game. The Jags were stunned on the sideline. Ramsey, Fournette, Church, these players, Bortles, they're sitting on the sideline with this facial expression like I was watching the Eagles. Devastated. They couldn't believe it. The Steelers find a way to keep that winning streak continuing as they win in Jacksonville. Moving on to the Ravens. Lamar Jackson with his first career start with Joe Flacco going out. He has to be at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. He gets a win. They win 24-21. He really had the Cincinnati Bengals defense on their toes. He was running the football well. He is definitely a weapon when it comes to his legs. He finishes the day with 117 yards rushing. He threw for 150 yards. He did throw an interception, but he was just so lethal on his feet that Cincinnati Bengals defense just really didn't know what the hell was going on, when he was going to run it, when he was going to pitch it or throw it. They were just confused. Good to see Lamar Jackson get a win, honestly. I do like his story. I liked him in college. I liked him in Louisville. Is that style of play going to be effective week in and week out in the NFL? I don't know. We're going to have to see. No one really had tape on him either. And now that there's tape on him, how effective will that be against big-time defenses? The Texans go into Washington and get their 7th straight win. That's absurd. But the storyline coming out of this one, and I hate it. Being a fan of a team in the NFC East, I hated what I saw today with Alex Smith going down with an injury of that nature. That is just horrible. Horrible. I hate to see things like that. These guys put in so much effort, so much training, and so much grind to see an injury like that. It's just, it sucks. Without a doubt, it just sucks. But it did happen. Colt McCoy came in there, and he actually, late in this football game in the fourth quarter, gave the Redskins the lead, but a field goal with about 7 minutes left by the Texans gave them back the lead, and they held on to it. It's a shame for the Redskins. Now they're 6-4. They're still in the lead at the NFC East, but you lose your franchise quarterback after losing some linemen a few games back. It's just a horrible story. Horrible story coming out of that game. I hate seeing things like that. But the Texans do win their 7th in a row. You move on to the Dallas Cowboys, and they were in a dogfight with the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta early on. Field goal. I mean, it was just back and forth field goals, no action. Until the Dallas Cowboys actually take a 10-point lead. It was 19-9. The Falcons did not go down without a fight. They tied the game back up with a field goal and the touchdown. Julio Jones doing his thing. 2-minute drill. The Cowboys moved downfield and end up kicking a field goal to win it at the end. Zeke was a monster today. The Cowboys are now 5-5, coming off of a win in Philadelphia. Now they get a win here with the Redskins. It looks like going downwards due to the injury. The Cowboys have a chance to win the division. That makes me sick. The shocker of the day, the Lions at home against the Panthers, a 6-3 Panthers team at the time, and the Lions win 20-19. Now, Cam Newton had a chance to win this game. They scored a touchdown late. It's 20-19. Ron Rivera elects to go for 2 for the win, and they do not get it. Now, the reason they do that, maybe they didn't trust their kicking game, as there were some errors throughout the game. But the biggest play of the game for me was Slay. Slay made an outstanding game-changing play when it looked like the Panthers had an easy touchdown. No one was going to catch them. They were going to get it in the end zone. And it was just freedom, 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 freedom. Slay works his bag off, ends up tackling him. And the Panthers settle for a field goal. But wait, they missed the field goal. So it looked like it was going to be 7 points for the Panthers because Slay worked so hard to make that tackle and not give up on the play. It leads to 0 points. I mean, it looked like a no-brainer, easy money touchdown for the Panthers, and just the work ethic of Slay was the game changer. It was tremendous to see. The Lions hold on. And they upset, without a doubt, upset the Carolina Panthers. The Giants actually beat the Buccaneers. And I don't know why I said actually, because the Buccaneers are just a mess when it comes to the quarterback controversy. Ryan Fitzmagic has definitely ran out of magic, throwing interceptions left and right. Then they got to put Jameis Winston in. I mean, it's every game they're flipping and flopping with who's playing quarterback, and that's just not a recipe for success. But the Giants, Saquon Barkley was a stud today. He ran in for 3 touchdowns. He was great. Actually, one was receiving, I believe. But regardless, it was an amazing day for him. Odell Beckham with a touchdown as well, catching over 70 yards. That Giants team just beat up on a dumpster fire squad of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's just what it is. You move on to the Colts and Andrew Luck, just under 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. T.Y. Hilton, 2 touchdowns, 155 yards. Frank Reich is really getting that team going. That offense, it's having fun. It's a great-looking team. I miss him. I miss him a lot. Coming from an Eagles fan, I didn't realize how much knowledge he clearly had looking at the drop-off the Eagles had offensively, but he's got this team going in rhythm, buying into his system, love playing for him, and I'm rooting for him because I love him. I think he brings a great value to a team. I like Frank as a head coach right now. The team enjoys him as the leader of this team, and they're buying it. And it's awesome to see. Moving to the 4 o'clock window, Eagles lose 48, and you had 2 field goals that end up winning the game. The Chargers lose, and their win streak is now over as the Denver Broncos go in there and kick a field goal to win it. To the brutal game of the day, which was the Oakland Raiders versus the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, almost unwatchable. A field goal for the Oakland Raiders gives them another win on the season, and that was just a terrible football game. To the 8 o'clock, to the 8:20, to the Sunday Night Football. You have the Chicago Bears at home. They improved to 7-3 after beating the Minnesota Vikings. I love this Chicago Bears team. Their defense is fun. They play with energy. Khalil Mack, Hicks, they're just great. They created 3 turnovers. Kirk Cousins was not comfortable at all tonight. He looked not tremendous, the complete opposite. He looked horrendous tonight. I mean, for all that money he's getting paid, he did not show up to play tonight. That is just without a doubt. Now you look at the Bears, and they also costed the ball over as well. They had turnovers. It seemed like they were just trying to give the game away at one point, but a pick 6 happened, and that team just plays with fun and energy, and I like the way they do their touchdown celebrations, the choir, the rowboats. They're having a good time, and they're winning, and it's a fun team to root for. I'm a fan of Trubisky when it comes to using his legs. You can see he's very versatile. He can really run and make things happen with his feet. He definitely has some issues with reads as he threw a couple interceptions tonight, but at the end of the day, they get the job done. They're leading the NFC North, which is fun to see a different team up there, and that Chicago Bears defense is serious. They bring the pressure. They have what it takes to be at the top of this league defensively, and it's fun. It's fun to watch. That is our recap of the day for the NFL Week 11. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.